Here we go. All right, so this is what we're doing now. I said I was going to do it, so here I am. If you don't know, I don't like watching me box.
I don't either, so it also made sense.
And, but upon, obviously, this big fight coming up, I thought it would be great content to analyze these fights alongside familiar face right here, Carson. And what we're going to take a look at right now is my fight versus Errol Spence back in, I think that was September of 2019. And few things I'll point out before the fight happens. We just at the intros and all that kind of stuff right now, but just a few things I'll point out. A couple things. It was the first camp I had ever done in DC with Barry Hunter at Headbangers Gym. Definitely one of the toughest camps that I had ever been in terms of preparation, top to bottom, and just was locked and loaded for this fight. This fight happened in LA at what was the Staples Center, and that just fired me up. Opportunity to fight in an arena that I hadn't really had goals to fight in, but I mean it's the Staples Center, Magic Johnson, and the list goes on. You know what I mean? And the opportunity to do that just really got me up and ready for this fight. Of course, with Errol Spence, and what I'll say about this fight. Once upon a time, I thought that this was going to be the last fight that I would have. That being said, the energy going into this fight was, this is it. We're going to do it all, and we're going to lay it all out on the line right here. And no regrets. So the energy was amazing. And right there was...
What did you have on the mouthpiece?
Right there was me smiling, and I had man down on my mouthpiece. I just thought it was necessary. I tried to pull out everything for this fight. I mean, I
made it a hot line. You made it a hot song. I
mean, I had talked to some quote unquote celebrities, some people that I admired virtually my whole life, and talked them into coming out and supporting the fight, and the list goes on, man. I mean, I was really, really excited for this fight, and as you guys saw, very much so ready. I like to think that I was more prepared for this fight than Errol Spence was. I think that I knew just about everything he was going to do in the fight, and I think that there was two things going on for me. I think I had more in my arsenal than he truly recognized, and I think the ability to mix it up through the entire fight was something else that he didn't really expect. Jack Reese is the guy.
How many fights has he ref of yours?
Probably a good 5 or 6.
I think he's usually pretty solid.
Yeah, except my dad did not like his
officiating in this one.
Yeah,
the low blows, what I remember. I'll try. Yeah. I'm gonna try to keep a mental count.
Let me do a little bit of the audio too.
You want to do a little bit?
Some matches that I like to hear.
Okay. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this a couple times.
Right.
Do you need a timestamp for like if I pause or anything? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just let me know. Find it around.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we got the time right there, so I'll point this out because I know we're gonna see it a lot in the first and in the second round. So you got your belt line on your cup. That belt line signifies where the low blow is. It's not the belt line is not the low blow. Below the belt line is a low blow. That's something that they don't explain to y'all, so y'all don't understand that. So when you see somebody get hit on the belt, yes, that could be considered a low blow, but actually beneath the belt line is where the low blow is technically at. And the reason why I point that out is because in this fight, you'll see early on, a lot of the body shots that Errol threw, they were on the belt line.
What was the strategy going into the... We'll obviously cover it throughout the fight, but going in the first round, what was like the key from your dad?
Kind of our thing was we're going to box and we're going to set up our power. So boxing always entailed me on my toes, in and out like that. It also allowed to set the distance, the range and the distance, and also the timing of the fight as well. You know what I mean? So that in and out, man, that thing proved to be, I mean, I did that my entire life.
Yeah.
And as a pro, and probably near the end of my career is when I realized it serves so many different purposes, though. Not that it was just my thing, but it served so many purposes.
What were your first You guys sparred once, didn't you?
Yeah, we sparred out
What
there.
was
in
your
Colorado Springs.
What was your first thought, like first round? Did you have like any immediate reactions to him, like power wise, athleticism, size? Like, was there anything that kind of you noted early on?
For me, the first round was always just let me do what I do. Let me establish where I want this fight to take place and how I want this fight to be. I don't remember any moments in the first couple of rounds where I was like brought to alert to anything that he was doing. I mean, the movements that he was doing, that slide up move that he does, the hands up. I mean, you close your eyes and you try to imagine the fight. I seen it all in my head, you know.
Mm-hmm. Decently close first round with a minute left.
Yeah.
Wide hooks from you that weren't connected there in this first round. Was he as strong as you expected, like in the early tie-ups, or did you know like he's a strong dude already?
It's like his protocol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like none of it's let me see how strong he is.
Yeah.
I do think that some fighters actually do that. I remember Manny will come out in the first couple rounds. He let his opponents touch him, and he just, I don't know if he's trying to wait. You know, I want to get woken up or I want to taste your power. But for me it was For me it was just a matter of going to work. This is like a deceptive first round too, because I'm really active. I'm in and out, throwing more. It looks like I'm throwing more punches and combinations than him. The count has him landing 6 punches, me landing 4, and it's a really close round.
Yeah, it is a really close round.
Like as this round is ending, I'm like, as active as I was, I want to win this round, but I don't think I won this round.
I was gonna say the wide punches. I feel like it made his crisp work just look better.
Yeah,
because there were parts where you're throwing big hooks and it's like. The action's there, but the connection's not there. Yeah, I would agree. There was nothing like really to take away. Like, oh shit, I didn't expect him to do this or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't see as much body work from him as I thought either. But you can see, I mean, his feet are planted. His stance is a little bit lower, and you can see like I want to engage so that I can get to the body.
Was that one of the main keys?
1-2-1 right there for me. There. Good combination. That's what I call a southpaw combination. And for me, when I see guys fighting southpaws and they not really...
Nice exchange there.
Yeah. They're not really doing what I think you should do against a southpaw. I'm like, yo, what did you prepare for?
I don't know if his left connected there or not.
I kept moving like it didn't.
Yeah.
Boxing scores?
Yeah. Shout out to Boxing Scores if you're watching this. That's the one I used to use over when I was scoring fights.
In that second round, this second round, we're both a lot more like planted in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that just something when it comes to, when you were mentioning like the bouncing in and out, is that something that is just, I don't think that's and that was not a clean, let me just, for the record,
all the way clean.
There's no punch landed. They show the replay. There's absolutely no punch landed. Just for the sake of. Yeah, please back it up. There's no punch landed. This looks great for like the highlight. They're like, I don't know, Shawn Porter kind of put it to him. Yeah. There's absolutely zero punch that lands here.
Terrible angle, but you gotta look at the feet too.
Yeah, watch. He ducks the shot.
Oh, that was all him.
Yeah. There was no feet, like he just was off balance.
And as good as you say, conventional fighter, but you get him moving, and then it's a little bit of an issue for him. Or at least when
the crowd was into it. Yeah. The crowd thought something landed, so more power to him.
And I remember thinking like nothing happened, but thank y'all.
Yeah. But is the bouncing, is that something that's like just something that you have to go based on feel? Like this round you're bouncing a little bit less in and out? Is it something where you're just like...
The first round is always, for the sake of words, protocol for us. Yeah. It was always bouncing in and out. After that, it became more instinct.
Yeah.
And so my dad wanted two things. He either wanted when I'm planted, he wanted me moving my head. He didn't want me planted and trying to get out. He just thought that, hey, it's not quick enough for me.
Yeah.
If you're moving out, I need you on your toes. And so a lot of times what you'll see is when I'm planted, you won't see me bounce out as much. But see right there, I found a moment where it was like, okay, let me find this rhythm again. And another thing I don't think you saw, but he swung and missed, and I was just trying to play in his mind, get in his head. I was like, you missed, you know? He's definitely one of those fighters where that little bit of stuff that you do counts. There's the body work from him.
Good left hand. I'm leaning Errol this round too, to be honest with you. It's close. This one's close.
I didn't score that one, and that was like...
You're my friend, so I'll give you the benefit of that.
I'm not mad at you. Thank you. It's bigger too.
So they have the numbers that he threw 92 to 70 or 90 to 72 through the first 2 rounds. Take that for what it's worth.
See right here, this is all just timing for both of us.
Is there a risk that it helps timing for the opponent as well at all?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Depending on who it is, you know. They always say that, shot. You know, a hard target is a moving target. Yeah. You know. That was a good body shot by Errol.
I think that was a low blow based on your reaction.
Back to like
13-17. He said, and he was really quick with it too. Reese said, your belt, your shorts are a little high, so I'm gonna call it. I can't call that one because your shorts are a little high. And you know, in the moment, I just want to get back to the fight, so I was like, all right. You know, but in retrospect, like I said, you know, my legs got tight early in the fight, like in the middle, and you know, in retrospect, it was like, you know, maybe it was.
How quick is Errol's jab?
That one was fast, wasn't it?
The reason I asked the question was how fast that one was.
Look at low. That.
Yeah, the other one looked a little low. Oh man, he tried to throw you. So you got a little reckless here.
Can't give him space, baby. Can't give him space. And I went with a low one too.
See, and I feel like this is what, like, I think there's a lot the fans like about you, but even though like that sequence just disgusted me.
Yeah.
Fans like, hell yeah, that's Shawn
Porter. I was disgusted, but then I got hyped.
Fans like, that's Shawn Porter right there.
What you don't know, what I know in my mind is like eventually something's gonna work.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why you keep with it. Low.
Got a nice extra shot there.
Oh, that's a little zoom in on my profile. I like that.
Oof, good left hand. He just seems to, even though like you'll be right there and it's
straight right,
and it looks like you're right. But it looks like there's chaos. Errol just finds a way where it's just one shot where he's like, you got all this kind of swirling around me. He's like, hold this left hand. No. Yeah.
What you got?
I got Spence that one. I didn't like the wild punching.
I got 2-1 Porter.
I'm mad at you. It's an interesting strategy to go disputing me a dirty fighter. Well, they never caught me and did anything about it. So.
That's not what I said. Why
you just said you never had points this time.
Yeah, but that ain't what I said. I ain't saying you never caught me.
Well, that's the definition of it. I'm not a dirty fighter. They never took any points. Oh boy, I see what KP says. Oh, we're talking to Derek James. So it sounded like he was saying, God dang. That's right. Yeah. I've seen him browse like this a bunch of times. So it sounded like Derek James, from what we could hear, he wasn't super clear, but that they almost sound like they just wanted you to tire yourself out in that moment. Like, said just like, Yeah, let him throw. That's what we want.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Porter round if I've ever seen one.
It's an 8 round, maybe?
No, let's not get crazy. Just for that. Oh, God, juice. I think you built up too much of a lead. He's going to have to do some crazy stuff here.
That was a left hook right there.
This is comfortably your best round of the fight so far.
It's an 8.
That was a low blow, too. If we're going to be honest about it. I'm not going to score it yet. But I'm leaning your direction.
He threw the low blow?
No, you got a low blow.
I know another thing about me is I would get caught up with a specific speed, and it was like what I stuck with. So like you'll see then like I'm pushing punches, and I'm pushing hooks, and I'm pushing right hands instead of snapping them.
Yeah.
When I'm in close, the pushing is okay, and then we get back separated. It's like I'm still
that range.
Yeah.
Range and speed.
Yeah.
This is probably one of your better rounds that I can remember watching.
Ever.
To be honest with you. He got a couple shots in, but this is a damn good round. Fought like this your whole damn career. We got a different conversation right now. All right. Okay, Errol. It really is funny, and I know just talking about Errol, like, he just seems so calm.
Yeah.
And so even though you're having this great round, he's just like in these barrages, just every time there's like that one shot that he's able to get off.
Mm-hmm. And you could, honestly, I mean, we're looking at this 4th round right here. You could see what happens in the 11th round. It was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Based on, what you're seeing right here. But earlier on in the fight, a little sharper. Senses are definitely firing.
Yeah.
Much better,
Damn good round. Damn good round. Fight-wise.
Good.
Like, physically, you're feeling good. Mentally, you feel like you got him.
Good,
not
strong.
Got him where you want him. But
no, but definitely just, like, stick with what we're doing.
Yeah.
One round at a time. That was something I learned from my fight with Keith. It was like the fight went by fast, and I was trying to do too much.
Yeah.
If anything, you'll see moments where I'm aggressive, and then I finally do take a step back and try to get back clean, get back to the outside, whatever the case may be. So I remember it was one round at a time.
Thank you very much. Here with Kenny. What did you tell Shawn going into this round?
Going into this round, I wanted straight up punches and bring something over the top.
Over the top is overhand right.
See that? But we got to keep working to the head as well.
Excellent. Thanks, Kenny.
All right, thanks very much, Hafey. Shawn Porter staff.
Nice little hook right hand right there.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the combinations. Double jab right hand. You back them up, and you handle the business. Errol look comfortable right there.
Yeah. I don't...
And the hands down and moving is just let him know, I'm comfortable too.
Yeah. I haven't noticed any, like... I'm sure there's times that it'll happen or that maybe... But he doesn't look like... I don't think he was flustered at any point. And I don't think, like... So I don't think your pressure was, like, overwhelmed him at any point. Like, obviously, that's your style, so it is what it is. But I don't get the impression that Errol was like, oh, man, I didn't see all this coming. Maybe more impressed. I think you mentioned it afterwards with your boxing ability.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was... I think this is what he was expecting.
I think it's subtle in the fight in terms of, like, the way I was mixing up and switching up. Again, like, to the naked eye is one thing, but, like, when you're thinking one thing and then something else happens, it's like the quick snaps like that,
So Marcos Villegas through 2 rounds as a 2-2.
I got 3-1.
Understandable.
SP.
Yeah, I'm not these first 4 rounds, other than the fourth, which I think was clearly you, pretty close. I got Errol so far in this round for sure. This is another close round, though.
That's a close round.
Yeah.
That's an Errol Spence round.
Maybe for a round, like it's usually like, yeah, he just did it a little bit better. What we got?
Something beautiful.
Both of you guys came out to the body this round. Oh, there it is.
So Porter can't move, and then there you go.
That's the vintage move right there.
And that's what it is. I mean, we saw one round. He was trying to, I think it was the fourth round. He was covering, just waiting on me to finish, and I don't stop. And then right there, same thing. Against the ropes, the guys got to finish sometime. I think the difference, though, with me and a lot of other fighters, for me, there really wasn't a stop. There was no, if you was letting me do it, I was doing it, you know? So, in that moment, it was just, take your time, cover up, be safe. It'll end.
You need an arrow this one too.
Clean right hand landed, and then he came back with a left hook. Left hook. Over my right hand.
According to the stats, he has triple your body punches landed.
He went to the body.
Yeah. How did that impact you as a fighter specifically? A lot?
I think it definitely served its purpose,
Mm-hmm.
You don't really see me slow down tremendously like Ugas did,
mm-hmm.
But definitely took enough out of me to get that knockdown,
Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert, knockdown coming. Oh, that's a good round, my arrow. Unless you do something crazy in the last 45 seconds.
I will. Don't worry. Right hand.
How well do you remember, I know you always say you have a good memory. Do you remember, round by round what happened? Or is it just, overall the fight, this kind of happened around this time?
Yeah. Over on the fight, funny you ask, I do remember that moment. Right there with me getting around him like that. But for the most part, as time has gone by, it's rather the fight, I remember every moment.
Mm-hmm.
But as time goes on, it's I remember certain
kind of all
moments.
blends together.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience, it wasn't packed house that night.
3 up.
I got 4-2. I forgot Flo was there. No, Paul Pierce was there. Ed. All of Team Porter needs acknowledgement. Saw Dave Lane in the crowd earlier. Shout out to Dave. Island. Damn, man.
Just trying to pull his jab out. And he would not do what you want him to do. You know what I mean? And again,
so disciplined.
Yeah, and I think that's why this fight is so great. Both guys, they know what they're gonna do, what they want to do.
Two stubborn asses.
And you see now it's combinations because it's the feints, you're not gonna do nothing. I gotta work,
yeah.
And to Lennox's point, I think probably physically, yeah, I might be at this point a little more fatigued than Errol is, but mentally I was so strong that it overrode any time I would feel fatigue or anything like that. It was ignore it. Don't matter.
Don't even matter. There you go, a little double jab.
And
the little bounce, you could tell you were feeling yourself after the double jab, too.
And now the question I gotta ask is Errol fighting in spurts that I didn't know about? Because I don't know Errol to be a fighter that fights in spurts.
Yeah.
You see him now, he's trying to come at me, but it's like I'm
not sure if it maybe even goes back to that time they went to the corner and Derrick James seemed like he was like, hey, just let him throw his punches and like that's fine.
Another low blow right there. And again, I'm calling the ones that are low that are like below that belt line. And y'all, he's known as the most conventional, everything is right kind of fighter. But how are those punches low? They're intentionally low. Because you don't come from where he comes from and mistakenly throw that many punches that low. Unless you ain't used to fighting people that short, but I ain't really that short. Yeah. In the ring, I mean.
Maybe also your unorthodox movement and style could also factor in dipping low and balance and stuff. Throwing Errol a little bail.
Let's find some excuses for the guy.
Yeah, I'm just throwing the other perspective.
Give him more cookies.
Those are pretty good cookies.
I know, right?
The support around so far. Unless Errol does something crazy.
He won't. I had to look at the room. I've actually never heard that conversation about that 11th round, if I was winning or losing the round before that happened. Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
This is definitely, like, he's taking a rest.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him. But I remember that fight being back and forth every part of the fight. Never really knew or realized till just now that, he's legitimately.
So I have a 4-3 Errol going into the 8th. I'm like 80% sure that was Ant that just said a Showtime in the background.
Malcolm.
Was it Malcolm?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say it was Malcolm.
Sounded a little Ant-like.
So I think a couple of what I can see, a couple of the common things that I was doing, or at least trying to do every round. Obviously, this right here, be aggressive, get to him, and stay on him and things like that. But I could tell in the beginning of every round, I just want him to throw his jab so I can counter and find my time and my rhythm. Something that he really didn't allow to happen. And then, of course, the move.
Is that frustrating? Like in the moment? Like, damn, man, just throw your jab.
It depends on what part of the fight. That's a big left hook lander right there.
Yeah.
My round. It depends on what's happening.
Yeah.
Early in the fight, if it don't happen, you can't afford to get frustrated.
Or does it not frustrate you? It almost motivates you. Like, all right, you're not going to do something. I think you kind of mentioned that earlier.
I've been there before. I've been there before where it's like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I've also been there before where I'm like, I'm going to force you to do what I want you to do. Yeah. He didn't really step off of it, too much.
Got Wilder Ortiz, too, on the promo on the mat there. Spoiler alert, he folded Ortiz like a lawn chair. Errol's got some clean shots in this round, but you've had some big wide punches as well.
I landed a nice little straight right before you.
I'm leaning you in this one.
You have to. You have a choice.
Don't try to sway me. How often do you think people are behind the judges? Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, right.
Big round for Porter.
Strategically place people.
Yeah, right behind them. That's what the strategy needs to be, is put the loudest fans of your family right behind each judge.
We're gonna get a counter right here. We ended up getting overhand.
Errol just keeps peppering that jab in tight.
He missed all of them. Nice little counter right hand. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Ooh. Just 8 or left.
This is a good back and forth round. I'm leaning you though. There you go. That looked like Errol was like, damn, he got me with that one. He's kind of lean with it. He was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, as I'm 8 rounds in, and I'm realizing, like, I wish more of my punches were straighter and crisper, Mm-hmm. I already know, like, I'm pushing because that's where the energy was, But yeah, in retrospect, now I'm looking at him like, damn, like double jab right hands were getting in, they were getting through, they were clean, they were landing, and it looked good.
So right now I have it even 4-4 after 8. Kind of a slow-ish start to this round until that. God dang.
No. That was on feet. Relax.
No, he landed the punch.
All right, here, let's real quick.
Okay,
that's what I'm
back. So
yeah,
don't need to pause it. No need to run it back.
I gotta run it back because I wasn't looking.
No, he landed a good left hand. You just stumbled back a little bit.
What point of the round is it? You ran that 2-10?
Yeah, about 2:08, I think.
Let's start it at 3.
Tell me the point of it, not this one. Because I'm gonna go off the actual round clock.
Yeah,
one thing out of the way. Doofus. So we're back to about 2:30 in the round.
So we 2:30 right here.
Same time you go to the dentist. 2:30. I'm not saying he made you stumble, but very similar to that punch you didn't land earlier. Mm-hmm. Lands a nice left hand and you were just kind of backing up. I'm sure there will be a replay of the feet, but I'm not so sure the feet were involved there. Like, that was a nice left hand, but then you get a little leaping jab in there.
It was a leaping, like, uppercut.
Is there even a name for that?
It wasn't technically a funny jab. It was an uppercut. It was a leaping uppercut.
I think Navarrete had added that to his game.
Anybody that ever wondered why I lipped so much when I fought, it was because I fought a lot of tall guys.
Yeah.
And it was like, you get a guy in the ring with a guy who's 5'8", 5'9", it was like, that was just how the torque on my punches were, you know? See that right there? That was a counter jab off of his jab. And he showed me that he was bothered by that.
It's like, this is where I'm just like, come on, dude, just back up. Like, give yourself some space. Like, you're not winning any points there. The judges aren't like, oh man, Shawn's leaning on this.
They're waiting on it. They're waiting on it.
I just feel like that's one where you just give yourself some space. Don't smother your punches. Nice exchange there, but then Errol had about 3 more after that.
No,
and another one right there.
I should
have somebody else do this.
Yeah, man.
It was a good exchange. You landed punches too, but then Errol followed up with
3 more of them.
Yeah.
All right, hit you with a little sip.
Hit you with a 3-piece.
Arizona green tea. Get you one. You never know. Everybody watches that. I'm gonna get some green tea at the
Somebody said they're like recession proof because they always the price of those cans. Always have that 99 cents right there on the can.
Yeah.
Southside the realist came on, and that's where Errol gets up and dances. So if you have a beef with anybody here, it's Big Tuck, and AKA also, Freight Train Tuck.
I have a theory about that moment. My theory is that
somebody put a call in.
Somebody put a call in. That's my theory.
I hope so.
Because you had all the reason to play some Bone Thugs.
What song would you have wanted if they were to play Bone Thugs?
It's the first thing I want. Come on, give me everything I need.
Getting after it. Nice action pack round here.
That's bully status right there.
See, and this is one of the rounds where Errol kind of mentioned it when we had him on the podcast. We talked about it a little bit. Where seems like a round where obviously you're dictating the pace because that's your pace. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like he was like, all right, F this. Mm-hmm. You want to rumble? We're gonna rumble.
And again, like just going back to me pushing my punches, it was all they would be pushing, but then if I connect a couple of times, then it fires. You know, you'll see it fire a little different. In the spin, and then we're gonna track him down. We're gonna push him off. We're gonna do what we gotta do. Simple as that. We're gonna do what we gotta do.
Maybe a little bit of a Shawn Porter low blow.
100% was a low blow. It is what it is.
Giveth and taketh away.
And I love what shout out to Andre Ward. He said about Tyson Fury.
Where this happens?
No.
Is it the 10th or the 11th?
I thought it was the 10th.
So I think it's the 11th. I don't know. Andre Ward, though, you love that guy.
He said about Tyson Fury, he's like, you gotta be a little bit crazy to do this. He was referring to Tyson Fury at that point in time. But when he said that to me, it resonated with me because I kind of always felt like when I fought, I was like out of my mind. Yeah. I was just like doing what I gotta do, and I don't give a damn about nothing else. Yeah. And like you look at a round like that where I'm taking blows, I'm giving blows, and I'm not stopping. I'm going. And it's like just in that fight, I was crazy.
I don't know why I was thinking. I don't know. Now it's gonna catch me by surprise when it happens. Cause I don't know. I think
and it had to be the end of the round too, so I think it's right around here.
Cause that's what I thought was the jinx was that they put on Southside the realist in that very round. It happened.
Yeah, I think it's right here. I've never seen it in real action.
You shouldn't see it in real action in this moment either.
I'm a little nervous.
No, it's got it. Was it this late in the round?
Nah, couldn't have been.
It had to be the 11th round. So a little bit less steam on Big Tough then.
That's an SP round.
Yeah. I'm not sure. That's actually a tough one.
Yeah, you closed it. Strong, baby.
You closed it out. Yeah, you closed it out. I'll give you that one. I'll give you the last one on the end there. A little flurry.
So you got a tie.
Yeah, so I have a tie right now. 95-95.
I got 6-4.
That's nothing.
Right,
that's a paper cut for Shawn Porter. Should have considered himself lucky. In the 11th round, they have Errol up by about 40 punches landed.
Which is crazy. Just crazy.
I'm not sure I disagree.
Just crazy.
When the crowd was into this round too, I don't know who's chanting for what. Yeah. I'm hearing chanting from both sides. So. Yeah.
You know, and it looked like we both got pep in our step just in our styles, you know. Errol looked he looked comfortable.
Yeah,
he looked
championship
confident.
Rounds or something. Yeah.
He don't really look like has a crazy sense of urgency, but you can tell like he's trying to step it up.
And at this point,
I was just about to say, I think at this point for me, it was just a matter of trying to run my hands, make him see that I'm fresh, I'm good to go, and then was definitely a little bit of trying to play to the clock too, you know.
And do you feel like you're winning at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
And obviously we're off by a round, so like no matter how you had it, it's a close fight.
It wasn't a matter of we're almost there. Yeah. But was certainly I felt good. Yeah. Yeah, I felt good. Oh yeah, and I'll just narrate this real quick. Before this round starts, I was thinking to myself, somebody's gotta get knocked down in this fight in order for somebody to win, and this is gonna be a draw. So through all the coaching, everything that was going on in the corner, I had that self-thought.
See, I already think this is an Errol round. Not by a ton, but I'm leaning Errol, and then obviously
this is really close too. Yeah, this is really close.
And like you said, you both came out with like a little bit of a pep in your step. Here it comes right here, isn't it?
Yeah. I could see Errol.
God, this is like it was like waiting for a car accident.
It was so fast.
I was like waiting for something. I knew something was coming, like in a movie.
You knew it was coming?
Yeah, I knew it was right around that spot. I was like,
you see, if I put my hand on, I'm just pissed.
Yeah, and this is like your most iconic moment in the ring ever. Yeah, that people talk about. And did you actually? How did you feel in that moment? Were you hurt at all, or was it just one of those things? It was
a quick flash. It was like I felt my legs go, and then I felt them come right back.
Yeah.
And as soon as my hand touched the canvas, I mean, nobody's ever told me, "Hey, if your hand touched the canvas, is not." I just knew that Jack was coming, and as soon as Jack came in, I was pissed.
Yeah.
And so, you know, two things are happening right there when I say "let's go." I'm fired up, but I also wanted him to be alert. Like, all right, don't rush in on me. Because no telling what would happen if he had rushed in.
You should have played the fool, man. Like, oh man, I wobbled a little bit on your feet.
Yeah.
It's such a tight, compact shot from Errol too.
Yeah, I can't be mad at Errol. Yeah. Look at how he just ended that round, and I was deflated.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember literally being deflated
and thinking like, "Damn, I lost the fight," or "Damn, that was a
I lost the fight."
Yeah,
100%. I was deflated, bro. Watch me walking back to the corner. I was deflated, and it took practically the entire time in the corner for me to come out of that and finish the fight. And you know, my head went back to it went back to it.
It's such like. And it's just such a crisp, like close, tight shot.
How did you know it was coming though?
I knew it was around that area of the ring, and I felt like the time was about right.
Yeah.
Be smart is what your dad said.
Yeah. So my dad didn't want me to go after him.
Yeah.
And I was so. I'll pause this real quick.
Yeah. Good time to pause it too. Going into the last round.
I was 100% gonna go after him.
Yeah.
And that's why you hear my dad yelling at me right there because if he talks to me and I don't respond, he knows that I'm disregarding everything. And it took him. I told you, I said I was deflated that whole time I'm sitting there. And then once I came to, it was like, get his ass. And then my dad his instructions were be smart. Don't run in there looking for nothing. We're going to finish this fight. We're going to make it through this. And I wasn't trying to hear none of that. Yeah. And my dad was like...
He knew that obviously you're going to want to get your lick back immediately.
And it just like with Terrence Crawford. My dad was very, very worried. Yeah. You could hear, if you rewind back, you can hear his angst was just him being worried that I would go out there, ignore his instructions, and get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have that moment right there, and then we'll get to Terrence, but it's like all over again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Get right at him, are you?
I remember there was like maybe 1 or 2 spots where I just wanted to go.
Yeah.
And then it was like the instructions, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You were like, please, man. I was cocky with that one.
Yeah. That was a good left. There was another one where you're like, all right, I can land this flush.
Yeah. You see, he's telling me, you know, he was telling me
don't go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stay back.
Because you could see it was a couple pump moments where I was like,
when it's and even though, like you said, you felt like you lost the fight with the knockdown, obviously it proves to be decisive, but even it's still a close fight.
Yeah.
And so it's not like it's one of those fights where we're watching, we're like, all right, this dude needs a Hail Mary. Yeah. Like, he has no shot on the scorecards. Like, there were close enough rounds where you got 2 minutes left, just about 207 in the last round. And so this isn't like, oh man, Shawn needs a knockout. Like, some people think you won this fight. Not many, but some.
Yeah. I'm definitely like watching this, and I'm like, I'm a disciplined fighter, for the sake of words.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, I'm a very disciplined son.
Yeah.
And it was like, you could tell, like, I wanted it, and I literally did not go for it. But the discipline to listen to my dad. Big right hands landed right here in this round, too. Did SB tie this round? Did he tie it?
I think you're winning this round.
Not round?
No. 9 rounds.
Oh no,
I was
stuck. Yeah, I was stuck on that round.
like,
I was stuck on that round.
I was like, all right, if you want to take a point, yeah, it's fine. All right, tone it down. It was a nice left hand. Wasn't anything crazy.
Right back.
Yeah.
The crowd.
Yeah, no, the commentary. I think Joe was like, "Oh, all right, take it easy."
I think this round ended too, like better than most fights end. You know how you be wanting that big blast at the end, and you usually don't get it to the clap.
Yeah,
like we went for it the whole way. I think he hurt me right there. Buzzed me.
Looks like it a little bit.
I could tell just the way my form moved. Yeah.
Crowd got their money's worth. There's no damn doubt about that. Yeah, there's Deontay.
Deontay was there?
I think so. Is that not Deontay right there?
Yeah,
the white button, the whitish button up on.
So what we do here?
Well, so right now, are you thinking like I have no shot, or are you thinking let's see how the scores go?
Back to my deflated self, feeling like the knockdown happened, but you see, I'm also hyped up, man. Yeah. I remember thinking that too. I remember thinking like, yo, this was great. I remember thinking that. I remember thinking how great that was.
So I have a 114, 113 Errol. So I really did have it decided by the knockdown. And I don't know what I thought in the moment.
I would have to do the math for myself. But
Hafey, boo.
I actually think I have a draw.
Here you see a situation where Porter throws a great punch and catches Errol Spence with a straight right.
Brenagh would be in the building.
Spence taking over right now, throwing some body punches. Good combination.
Yeah, it was a good last round. Tied a bow on a fight that was all action.
Yeah, I actually have it a draw. Never scored a fight. And I was like, knockdown, I lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's as close as it could get. And there were like probably 3 or 4 rounds that I had like, I could go kind of lean the other way. Mm-hmm. I think I maybe gave you 1 or 2 of them, and maybe gave Errol 2 of them. So
yeah. I think if that knockdown doesn't happen, he might not be as comfortable
in the 12
as he is in this fight. Like as the fight ends, I think he felt good about everything when the fight ended. But I can't imagine he would be as comfortable if the knockdown doesn't happen. But nonetheless, man, it was great.